Alright, for practice shape 1, we're creating this shape from our dimensioning guidelines PowerPoint. This slide right here shows us all of our dimensions that we need to know. We have an overall width of 2, an overall height of 1, and an overall depth of 1, and then several other dimensions that help us define the shape. In Inventor, the first thing you want to click on is New Part. And when the screen lets you, when it opens up here, we're going to choose Start 2D Sketch. And you want to choose your XY plane. This will be our front view for the shape that we're going to draw. Using straight lines, I'm going to click to start drawing the shape. And I'm going to draw the bottom edge. Don't really worry about the dimensions right now. Just get the shape approximately correct. I am pausing and letting the computer snap to horizontal, snap to perpendicular, snap to vertical, because that'll help me keep the shape cleaned up. Notice right here it'll line up with the end point of that bottom line. That'll help me get those two lined up. Now that I have the outline created, I need to dimension my shape. Right up here you'll find dimension. And in Inventor, you really want to do the largest dimensions first. This is not the same as putting dimensions on a drawing. We are defining a shape for a 3D model, so we're going to put the largest dimensions on first. This bottom dimension should be 2. So I'm going to type in 2 and press enter, and notice that the whole shape changed. You can zoom out using the scroll wheel, but that's why we can't or don't want to dimension small parts first, because then the part or the shape can really change and get messed up. Now dimensioning the height is tricky because there's not a single line segment that goes all the way to the top or bottom. So when I click on this bottom line again, I'm going to ignore the dimension that's there, and I'm going to go straight up and click on the top edge. Then I'm going to move my mouse left or right, and you'll see that it gives me a height dimension. That should be 1. Then I go back, I'm going to revisit the dimensions and see that this left edge should be 0.75. So I'm going to click on this left edge and I'm going to make that say 0.75. Again, trying to do the larger dimensions first. The other large dimension that's on here is this 1.5. Notice which edges, the left edge and then this edge of this corner piece here. So in Inventor, I'm going to click on this left edge and then this edge right here, and that should be 1.5. This dimension of this distance here should be 0.75. Ooh, I got close on that one, 0.75. The height of this little notch over here should be 0.5. And that should be everything. Any other dimensions that I try to put on here, it's going to give me a message, a warning message. It's going to say, hey, hold on, you're over constraining the sketch. In other words, we don't need that dimension because it already knows that information. It already knows that the overall height is 1 and that this is 0.5. So you don't need to tell it that missing piece. Same thing over here. If I tried to dimension this little piece here, it'll give me the same message that that's over constraining. We don't need that. So now this sketch is finished. I'm going to click the green check mark and I'm going to zoom out so I can see it. The three-dimensional part comes from extruding the shape that we just created. So when I click on extrude, it's going to ask me for an extrusion distance, and this just happens to be the right distance. 1 inch is the correct distance. So I just click OK, and there's that. By the way, if you click on extrude, whoops, I need to go back and show you all this. Let me go back. If you click on extrude and this shows up as a closed up little box, you can do everything right down here on what they call their floating menu. So right here where it says 1 inch, you can still type in 1 inch right there. Here's your green check mark, and there is practice shape 1. So you'll go to the program menu, save as, and we'll call this practice shape practice practice shape 1, and then click save, and you're ready to go on to practice shape 2. Thank you.